it's not going to change the environment.
Right. Animals can live in trees. You know what I mean? Like it's not
Right, yeah. Yeah, they're not like clear cutting every single piece of, I
especially
mean,
nothing
some
like at this
places
point.
are, but
Yeah, Canada. They're doing it really bad in Canada.
yeah, I heard that Canada's not doing so well. Because, like, something, I mean, there's all these legal terms too. I'm sure maybe we do the same here. I don't know. I need to look it up. But, like, the Canada counts it as being like maintained forest when it's still like clear cutted. So, like, it could be a totally empty portion of the land and that's still counted as like maintained forestry, even though there wasn't really a because, like, they're never gonna sell it to not be woods. So even if there's no trees on the land, it counts as forest.
And like the trees will eventually grow back, but I think a lot of it is old growth
Yeah.
forest. But then I think,
Right.
okay, natural disasters happen, and that is kind of the part of the like life cycle of a forest is
Yeah.
they get wiped out and they grow back, and a
Right.
forest fire is just as devastating to an area as clear cutting it is.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like a lot of companies are doing it responsibly, or that, yeah, they have. Because, yeah, I think a lot of ours are from, like, kind of not really part of our company. Like the forest land. Like there's people that are maintaining it that's like their job and they
Right,
know what
it's
they're
like
doing.
a rent, a lease almost.
Yeah, and they're doing it just fine, so I don't know, I feel like but some places are obviously not doing it well or like that they're taking out the Amazon.
Yeah, that's more, but
I mean, that's not for packaging.
right, a lot of the Amazon stuff, like all the not the company, the forest, the Amazon rainforest
Right, yeah.
gets it's not to use the wood, it's to grow like it's all slash and burn agriculture where they
Right.
just burn everything off, grow something, completely deplete the soil and then do it again.
Yeah, that's scary. Whose idea was that now? Like, I feel like that's a recent problem when it's been there forever. Like, why did they just think it's such a good idea now to do that?
I don't know.
But yeah. Also, paper can be recycled so much easier and actually used, and it can be mixed if it's just paper fibers.
I've heard like 70% is the recycling rate for like
Yeah,
corrugated boxes. Like it's really high and it gets reused.
right. And I think it can be used like 6 or 7 times before it is just like before the fibers fall out because it's too short to be used
Right.
again.
And then when you can't use those fibers anymore, guess what they do? Biodegrade. Like it is,
Right, yeah. It biodegrades. Yeah. It's why did we
even if
ever
you
think
never
of
recycled boxes, you could, I mean, granted they're like coated and stuff and printed on and everything, but it does like you could
yeah,
never recycle paper boxes and it would still have a better environmental impact than
right.
plastic.
Plastics. Yeah. I almost think we should have never invented plastics.
I know. There's so many things that came from plastic, like all the medical stuff and all
Right.
of the like I
Yeah.
mean, look at your house. Like what isn't plastic?
Yeah, that's
But
true. Yeah, I mean the medical I think is the biggest impact because like think of I don't know how advanced would we be medically if we didn't have plastic.
right, like every IV line,
Mm-hmm.
every
Syringe.
IV bag, syringes.
Yeah. Surgery stuff. I mean, not the
Right.
metal, but I don't know. Yeah, it's done some good, but I feel like it's harmed more. But maybe not. Maybe that's not true. Like just medical alone, like how many
Right.
people could have gotten vaccines, I guess, with like like across the world, like shipping it and everything too.
Right. Or like think about like a car. If nothing in
Mm,
that was plastic, how much more expensive
yeah.
would that be? And what would it be made out of? Like metal?
It
Your
used to be
floors in your
metal,
house
didn't
are
it?
probably plastic. Like,
Yeah.
unless you have hardwood or tile, but any laminate flooring is plastic.
Yeah, and carpets.
Your dishwasher, most of your oven probably has plastic on it. Maybe not
Yeah.
made out of plastic, but
Yeah. I would say, I mean, cars are definitely safer. I think they used to be mostly metal, but like they wouldn't bend, but you would be crushed inside.
right.
But now that it's all the plastic pieces that fly off, and that really helps with safety a lot because it takes away the momentum with all that flying
Right.
off.
And your like whole bumper is styrofoam underneath
Hmm.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They just need to figure out what to do with it. The fact that they've never had a plan and they just push it onto the consumer when the
Yeah,
consumer
that's a
really doesn't have,
problem.
yeah, no, you don't have a choice of buying plastics. Like it's literally everywhere. So it's not, it shouldn't be up to the consumer. It needs to be the people that are actually producing it and selling it.
I think they call that cradle to grave. Like whoever
Oh,
makes it
yeah.
is also
Yeah, in charge of it.
responsible for disposing of it, but they obviously have never been like the plastics industry has never been held to that
Right.
ever.
Yeah, I think it's time they should. It's past time.
Right, and I have a feeling it's because the oil industry was such a huge commodity for America that like if they had to do that, we wouldn't have any money. Like if they had had to do that in the past,
Right.
there wouldn't be any like it would hurt our GDP.
I guess, but like, there's no coming back from it. Like, we have to, I don't know. There's so much
Right.
produced every single day with no plan of disposal, like adequate disposal.
Right, where it just ends up buried in the ground or floating out in the ocean.
Yeah.
And like, okay, if they did try to collect all this shit in the ocean, what are they gonna do with it?
I think some people are doing that.
But what are they doing with it?
That's a question. Like, we can clean it up, but what do you do with it? And then just more is added because
They're
you're
gonna
not
start shipping it into
fixing.
space. I know it. And then they're gonna create a universe of plastic pollution. Because that would be even worse. Right now, we don't see it because it's in a landfill. Most people don't see a landfill. But, like,
Yeah.
imagine if we just shot it into space.
I think we would have like Saturn's rings, but it'd be our trash. Like
They
we
just
wouldn't
shoot it out farther.
we wouldn't be able to see.
Wouldn't that help with global warming?
Would it? I don't know. Yeah, it's our plastic shield. It bounces off
Yeah.
all of the sun and then we just become a cold dead planet instead. I don't
Oh
know.
no. I mean, what? Yeah, there really is no solution. I've seen, wasn't there someone found a bacteria that breaks down plastics?
Yeah, I did see that. That
Are
would
they
be
dead
good.
yet? Like,
I don't know. I did see that a while ago and I never heard. I also saw someone in Japan invented something that you put in like the plastic and it turns it into the oil that was made to you like the petroleum
so they could,
because
like,
that's what it's made out of.
reverse plastic.
Yeah.
We need to figure out how to burn, to use our plastic waste as fuel for our cars.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Just load it up with all your bottles and stuff.
And then burn it off into the atmosphere, even
Right, that's
better.
probably not
But
good either.
no, there is
Y-
no good solution right now.
Right. Yeah. Because there's no incentive for them to change. But, like, what is their plan when we finally run out of oils? Like, it's gonna run out.
I don't know. They've been saying that for like 70 years.
But it will eventually run out. Maybe they
Yeah.
don't think it's finite anymore. They're like, ah, we've been saying this so long, it's probably not finite, actually. It's probably
Right.
an
Or
infinite
it's
resource.
I
It's
can't
not though.
remember where I heard that. This is probably not true. I'm putting a huge disclaimer in here. I'm pretty sure this is fake news. But I heard someone say that they actually, like, that oil isn't made how they thought it was made and that it's a lot less finite than. Like, it's not
Oh,
dinosaur fossils from millions of years ago, and that it's actually a much more renewable resource than they initially thought, but I don't have any sources for that, nor do I know if I even just recounted that fact back correctly.
okay. I'm looking it up. It said, well, someone says it'll be depleted by 2060 if we continue at our current rate.
That was probably on TikTok, so
But then this one says, um, it'll be this century sometime.
that's not
So
very
that's,
long.
I know, but
I hope
could be
I'm dead
past
before then.
2060. You probably will be right. By the end of the century?
I'd only be 104 if I lived to the
Right.
year 2100.
Wow. I would kind of like to see the turn of the century. I'd be 107.
Didn't they say? I'm pretty sure I saw something that said that if you're under 40 right now, you'll live to 170 or something like that because of
Yeah,
changes in. Yeah, but I feel like our life expectancy has been going down, so I don't know how they can
right.
say that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, but I hope I could make it to 100 at least, or, well, 107 to see
Yeah,
the.
they have found ways to reverse aging, like
Ooh.
actually cellular aging.
Oh. Then I
But
could
who
live
knows?
forever.
Well, who knows what the impact of that would be long term.
I'm willing to experiment. I don't know. One of my dreams was to be a vampire. So if I could still go out in the sun sometimes, but be immortal, I don't
Yeah,
have to
but think
drink
about
blood.
what that would do to the population.
Yeah. Well, then no one would have to have kids till they're like 60 or 70.
Or just, why would they ever
Don't.
need to have any kids ever again? You don't need to replace yourself.
Well, you don't need to. I feel like there would still be traditionalists that want
Oh,
a
yeah.
family. We could be like the Cullens.
Or they would outlaw procreation.
Oh my God, it'd be the opposite of what it is
Yeah,
now.
because it would just contribute to an overpopulation problem.
Yeah. This sounds like a good dystopian novel. Or like they would, isn't that like one of them, Elysium or something? Wasn't that kind of like there were utopias that the rich could go to, but and like have the cellular regeneration and stuff and live forever, but then the people that weren't rich were just on the surface still and
Oh,
just
I don't think
duking
I've
it
heard of
out.
that, but
Oh.
it would make sense.
Yeah, I feel like it would be even more inequality.
Also, think about how much progress we would lose because you need people and their beliefs to die
Oh, yeah,
to be
to
able to
want
move
to,
forward,
right. Yeah, maybe not the best idea, but like if I could live another 50 years or something,
right? It would
like
be
past the
cool.
normal, yeah. Like if it instead of 75, I don't know what is that like kind of the
Yeah, I think the
current.
average life expectancy is like 72 or 73 or something.
Yeah, so instead of that, if it could be like 110, that'd be good.
I think 130 would be good.
It depends how the quality of life is, so.
That's true. Yeah, if you're just like,
If I'm a husk for like 40 years.
yeah, because we have longer lifespans but much shorter health spans. Of like, people
Oh.
like live longer, but they suffer a lot longer.
Yeah, I have heard that too. Probably because of all the toxins in our environment.
Yeah, and our lack of care for preventative medicine.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on this one.
Yeah, I think we could end here probably
Yeah.
before we start another topic. I think that's good. I'm just going to end it by saying it's time for companies to have responsibility to ensure